Who's that her?
Wisdom.
Yeah. Okay, heart. Mind. That yes must be with our heart, with our mind, with our soul. What does that mean? When we say yes to God, we have to mean it from our hearts. It's not just the lips. And it has to be with mind. What is mind? It means you're conscious of it. You really intended to say yes. And soul. Soul means your whole body, your whole self is saying yes. Heart, mind, and soul. For that yes.
What about the body?
About the body. The body. Heart is the body. Mind is the body.
So it's like the faculties that God gave you, the intellect.
Use them to say yes to. You can't just say yes because some people said yes and you say yes. Even in the prayers, remember in the prayers? Don't just say these prayers because those around you have said the same thing. It has to come from your heart. It has to come from your mind. You must be mindful and aware of it. God makes the first choice. God is first. That's the first choice. He loved us first. While we are still sinners, God loved us already. So that's the first choice. Number 2 says, we are free to say yes or no. That's why I presented to you the other side, the 7 characteristics of hell. It's your choice. We have free will. We can either deny the love of God or accept it, say yes to it. Remember we were talking about the difference between Mary and Zachariah. Zachariah was the angel Gabriel had to take away his power of speech because he was without humility and he was doubting. He didn't believe. The Blessed Mother believed, but in humility, she just wanted to understand God's will. How can this be when I know not man? Imagine sleeping and you become pregnant. And you're 14 years old. 14 going 15 years old. You said yes, so you went to sleep and you became pregnant. It's mind-boggling, but that's kind of yes. Heart, mind, and soul. Friday. What's this eyes of faith? A lot of times God allows some people to succeed. See, success is reserved for a very few. Not everybody is allowed by God to become millionaires. Right? It's reserved for a very few. That's God's allowing to happen. But sometimes, and most people, they're subjected to trials. A lot of trials in life. Loss of job. Governor Christie. Loss of job.
Not a prayer for him.
Loss of job. Death in the family. Sickness. These are all trials. Look, they had to go because somebody had to be rushed to the hospital. Some pain in the stomach. Yes, John.
Well, those are kind of human condition things. I'm reading the New York Times, and I see that around Thanksgiving, Marshall Stalin's daughter entered into eternal rest. Okay? So even somebody like that who has vast power, he's dead from natural causes. Now his daughter, age 85, dies from natural causes. She was limping around with a cane, was sick with cancer.
She actually filed for asylum here, right?
Yeah, and she went to England, and she went to Georgia, and she went to England, she went back to Wisconsin, she was all over the place. But the basic thrust is that there's certain limitations that come with being a member of the human community. And it always seemed to me that what people will do is take one aspect of that and say that it makes them more than everybody else. Marshall Stalin had power. Gates has money. And as a result, Gates feels he's a lot better than the rest of us. Or one of my favorites, was a guy that interviewed Phil Donahue. Okay, he and his spouse, Marlo Thomas, they're always talking about the poor and all this. And they spent like $1.5 million to buy a house, to knock it down, because it stood between their house and Lake Michigan, and it ruined their view. Now, if I'm talking about the poor, it seems I should take my $1.5 million and go help some poor person in Belleville, for example.
Right.
On Maple Avenue, maybe. But these human conditions, I think you have to, as you said before, okay, can't quite put my finger on it, but the idea is that you combine your suffering, okay, with Christ, and you have a achievement by their doing. And so consequently, everybody gets that opportunity.
This one here. Luke chapter 5. Yes.
In a way, everybody gets that opportunity.
Everybody has opportunity. It's just that you have to accept what God's will for you is. You cannot simply complain and worry about what you don't have. God promised us that He will give us life and be able to live that life abundantly. There's enough graces for us to do that.
Hey, one thing I did learn from coming in here was, don't worry about what's out of your control. A good example, when I lost my job a year ago, I could have got into big depression, hanging my head down low.
Right.
I could have probably even gone the worst route and just got away from the church. Instead, it's always a plan. It brought me a lot more closer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's always a plan.
In other words, these trials are not stumbling blocks for your faith. Make them stepping stones.
Exactly.
Make those trials stepping stones so you can step on them and reach for higher ground. As he says, get closer to God.
Can open your eyes.
Just step on those trials and reach for higher ground. closer to God.
You just reminded me of something the late Pontiff said, that everybody has certain opportunities that are disguised as problems.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Worldly standards of judgment. Oh, we in our puny minds again. Matthew 11. What is the worldly standard for judgment? This is mainly external. Why is it external? Because that's all we see. We don't see the internal of people. We just see the external. If somebody is lousy, somebody is filthy, somebody smells, what comes to mind? You don't want this person. Again, the classic example of St. Francis of Assisi. He felt very disgusted with lepers. Did you know that? You know how lepers are? Any idea how they look like physically? Externally, they rot. The skin peels off. And you see the flesh underneath the skin. And it grows. The whole body. So they are not allowed to mingle with society because it's highly contagious. And St. Francis, remember St. Francis came from a prominent family. And he was living his life. You know how prominent children of prominent families are. He was one of them. And then one day for his conversion, he met this leper. And he kissed the leper. Very profound. See, the standard of judgment for us is external, pure external. We don't see the hearts. We don't see the desires. We don't see the intentions. We don't see the motives. What we do is external. That's the worldly standard. What is this? You know, Jesus was despised. Jesus was denied. Jesus was lied to. Right? Jesus was not loved. Jesus was left alone. And yet he continued to do good. He continued to do good. In other words, this gospel is saying to us, despite the trials, despite whatever happens in our lives, we must continue to remain standing in the faith. You cannot allow these trials and problems and whatever, misfortunes as you may call it, to come in the way and affect your faith. As our dear deacon says, you must don't let these trials and misfortunes block your way towards God. You must climb up and step on those misfortunes and reach for higher ground and get closer to God in the process. That's the wisdom. Again, a lesson about the heart. Really more security. In eyes of faith, we cling more securely. Saturday, Bethlehem cross. Again, this is about how the Jews, how the Israelites thought of the Messiah. And still today, to this day, they're looking at the Messiah as one who will free them and who will annihilate all their enemies. That's the kind of Messiah they're looking for. That's why they can never accept Jesus Christ.
That's why they'll never have peace.
There's no peace.
There's no peace.
No Jesus, no peace.
That's right. You'll learn someday.
The source. Oh. The cross is the source of all fruitfulness. Our meditation was about blooming, growing, where you're planted. And the cross is the source of all fruitfulness. If you want to bear fruit, stick to the cross. Stick to the cross. Jesus says, follow me. And the way of Jesus was the cross. So don't despise trials. You must hunt them. Because that's the way of the cross. And that's the way of Jesus Christ. Obedience unto death. Matthew 28 says, whoever remains and perseveres to the end will make it. We have to persevere to the end. Don't quit. If you quit, what happens? You lose. You lose. You lose and you lose. Okay? In fact, the word here is embrace suffering. Say that. Embrace suffering. The thing about we humans is we don't like suffering. We don't like to suffer, do we? We want to stay away from suffering. If it's too hot, we want to stay in air-conditioned room. If it's too cold, we want to stay where there's heater. If there, remember my story on the cops? Some will look like pretty bad beaten. Some will look new. And people will come. If I take one cup and put it, it's alone over there. Will anyone approach the table and get that cup? No. Everybody will get from that pile. Because everyone, we don't like suffering.